In the headlines, health authorities on alert as Ghana deals with 3 diseases outbreak, namely COVID-19, Influenza AH3N2, and Monkey Pox Disease. Ghana confirms 5 cases of Monkey Pox Disease, which is endemic in Nigeria and Cameroon. In Tamale, suspected robbers killed 2 people on Tuesday night as a mob lynched a suspect. Inflation hits 27.6% in May. We'll show you videos of how this year's floods are exposing the bad roads in some areas in Accra. The CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Senyo Hosi, will also tell us why he's saying corruption is going nowhere under the 1992 Constitution. And the South African boxer who fought an invisible opponent in the ring has passed away just days after being disoriented inside the ring. Welcome to Graphic Online's News in Brief. Ghana is currently experiencing 3 different disease outbreaks, namely COVID-19, Influenza AH3N2, and Monkey Pox Disease. At a press briefing today, the Ghana Health Service said, although control measures are in place to curb the outbreak, the public need to stay alert to ensure that the health system is not overwhelmed.
Giving a breakdown of figures at the press briefing, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaji, said the number of COVID-19 active cases as of June 7 stood at 452, with the Omicron virus being the most dominant. Active cases were mostly concentrated in Accra, with 4 and 3 cases in the eastern and western regions respectively. There was none severe or critical, and that no death had been recorded since March 2022.
Generally, we have seen a rise in the cases over the past few weeks. Currently, we have about 400 active cases. But this is largely an Accra phenomenon. I would even say it's Greater Accra. It's an Accra surge. The sporadic outbreaks are related to events including schools outbreaks and work-related outbreaks. So it's in the schools and mainly in the workplace. But of course, we all close from work and go home.
Dr. Kumar-Boaji also gave a brief of the Influenza AH3N2, where he said there were 773 cases currently in the country, with the first case being recorded in January in the eastern region. He said a surge of the disease started in April.
Cumulatively, we have taken about 3,460 samples in the 16 sentinel sites, and we have 773 confirmed as influenza A3 positive. So you can see the number of cases from sentinel and the non-sentinel. That is those who report to the facility of illness and we test them. It shows you where the first case was. I mean, this is week 3, it's in January. And then you come to April, that's when you see the peak of more cases for influenza appearing. So that's also accounting for the flu and the confusion that we are having. Is it flu? Is it COVID? But I think for us, we assume it's COVID until you test negative.
And still on health, the Ghana Health Service also confirmed 5 cases of the Monkey Pox Disease. No deaths have been recorded among the cases, neither is anyone in critical condition. Dr. Patrick Kumar-Boaji says the cases were recorded in 3 regions, namely Eastern, Western and Greater Accra.
Today, he said a total of 12 suspected cases have been investigated since May 24, 2022. One of the cases was recorded in a Ghanaian who traveled to the United States of America. There is currently no treatment for monkeypox. Although there is a vaccine available for the monkeypox disease, it was currently not available in Ghana. But I don't think we have reached a stage where we will call for vaccination in Ghana, Dr. Kumar-Boaji said. The cases being recorded in Ghana were mild to moderate. Monkeypox is a zoonotic disease caused by the monkeypox virus.
Monkeypox is diseases that are transmitted from animals into man. It's very endemic in Nigeria and Cameroon, but it's generally in West Africa. Like I said, from infected animals, squirrels, rats, dummies, monkeys, etc., then they infect humans. The human-to-human transmission can also occur, but it has to be very close skin-to-skin contact face-to-face contact or mouth-to-skin contact. These are the areas, that's how you can transmit from human to human. So far, since the outbreak in Europe occurred, we've tested 12 suspected cases in Ghana since 24th of May. Currently, we have confirmed 5 cases. It shows as fever, some swellings in the armpits and groin with the lymph nodes. We have headaches, muscle aches, and general body aches. That's how we went. And then, of course, the rash and the blisters will appear.
In Tamale on Tuesday night, suspected armed robbers attacked and killed a mobile money vendor and one other person in the Tamale suburb of Kalariga. They attacked the shop of Al-Hassan Swali, who operates a mobile money shop and also works as a journalist at the Tamale-based Nisim FM.
The robbers reportedly shot Swali and the other persons dead when they stormed the shop. From Tamale, a reporter Mohammed Fugu reports that a man who was riding a motorbike past the crime scene was reportedly assumed to be one of the suspects and was lynched by a mob. The motorbike belonging to the suspect was set ablaze by the mob. 2 other persons, one said to be one of the robbery suspects, and the victims sustained gunshot wounds and are receiving medical attention. Police investigations have started.
Ghana's consumer price inflation accelerated to 27.6% year-on-year in May from 23.6% in April, hitting a new 18-year high, the Statistical Service has said. The Ghana Statistical Service figures also indicated that month-on-month inflation between April 2022 and May 2022 was 4.1%.
This means that in the month of May 2022, the general price level was 27.6% higher than in May 2021 and more than double the government's targeted band of 6% to 10%.
Yes, both the top 10 items that have the highest weight and the top 15 items that, irrespective of their weights on a year-on-year basis, they have recorded the highest price changes. We see the dominance of food items. So some expectation is that once we get into the harvest season, once we get into the bumper season, barring any other policy intervention that might counter the returns of the harvest, we are expecting to see a reversal of the increases in prices, which would have effect. But anytime we put this out there, we make 2 caveats. One is holding the fact that there wouldn't be any counter policy direction, i.e. prices of non-food items affecting whatever gains that we're going to get from the harvest. And secondly, how we fared last year or how we fared last month. As we always say, depending on price changes in the previous year, which is the denominator for the computation, it will always influence the figures that we see.
Let's talk about some developments in the road sector, where the recent rains have compounded the already poor state of roads in some parts of Accra and Tamale. A number of tarred roads have had their surfaces washed away, while others have developed potholes and gullies. And tarred roads have not been spared either, as they are in terrible state. Graphic Online's Emmanuel Boni and Maxwell Oklu have been moving around and have filed this report.
The affected roads include the Kokrobite Asheye Old Barrier, the Teshi Greda Estate, Dr. Abuzia Highway, Teshi First Junction to Fertilizer Down, Alhaji Malik area, and the Zongo Junction traffic light section on the Mochi Road and from Japan Motors through to Agbobloshi. Others are sections of roads in the Tema metropolitan area. Apart from slowing down the movement of vehicles on these roads, drivers have to keep meandering their way, especially around potholes, in order to get to their destinations. In their attempt to avoid the potholes, some drivers also drive on the shoulders of the road, thereby competing with pedestrians. The Minister of Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amakwata, has said the mobile maintenance unit of the ministry has been deployed to rehabilitate all roads in the country that had been affected by the recent rains. Please look out for more details on this development in Thursday's edition of the Daily Graphic.
To some governance issues, the CEO of the Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, Senyo Hosi, says corruption is going nowhere under the 1992 Constitution. He spoke at the Constitution Day public lecture.
What do you expect if the politically and economically alienated people under the current government take over the reins in 2025? People have been hungry for long ago. they will recover the lost years and store for the next unforeseeable years. And I'm not just talking about an opposition like the NDC right now. Even within a ruling government, there are politically alienated people. I call them internally displaced politicians. Either way, corruption is going nowhere. It will only grow bigger and threaten bigger and more our democracy.
And before we go, South African boxer Sisimiso Buthelezi has passed away just days after being disorientated inside the ring and attempting to punch an invisible opponent.
Just seconds into the 10th round of a WBF African lightweight title fight against Sefisili Muntungwa, having knocked his opponent down through the ropes, Buthelezi turned towards the empty far corner and began punching thin air. Buthelezi appeared confused and the referee quickly called off the bout. The fighter was rushed to the hospital and put into an induced coma in Durban, but on Wednesday, he died after suffering a bleed on the brain.
He turns and he chases the referee. He thinks the referee is the opponent. Look, the referee's still signaling. And he's throwing punches. And here's a good call by the referee. The referee did the right thing. And he protected the fighter.
Whoa. This is... Ladies and gentlemen.
Graphic Online's News in Brief is brought to you by Graphic News Plus.
Download your Graphic News Plus now and choose your preferred package daily, weekly, monthly, and annually, and access free news on various interest areas as well. Visit us on graphic.com.gh for further information. Graphic News Plus, connecting people through news.
Thank you for watching. For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube at GraphicGH. I'm Ama Amankwa Befi.
Subscribe now.